Hey gang, UV here. Today I'm going to show you my homemade sawhorses. It's extremely adjustable. I made it from drops, but it works really well for me. So let's check it out. It's pretty heavy duty. So a viewer from a while back saw this in the background and said, hey, can you do a little video about it? So here it is. Sorry it took so long. I hope you weren't holding your breath. And please forgive me. Anyhow, let's go over some of these details. If you know me, or if you know me, yeah. But if you've seen my videos, you'll notice that these rings are everywhere on handles and things that I hang. This comes from scrap garage door springs. It's spring steel that I MIG weld to mild steel using mild wire, and I've never had them crack. It's never been a problem between the carbon steel and the mild steel. And so I highly recommend doing this for, non-critical stuff that you just need to hang, or it's nice to have a big fat handle you can grab onto. These handles have 5/8 inch threaded rod going through a nut that's tack welded to the outside of the tube. I wanted this to be very robust for fairly heavy loads, and I've not had it slip yet, and I've had some probably 400-pound loads on here without a problem. No, I'd say around 300-pound loads. Anyhow, I don't know exactly, what it is. I'm still cautious about it. I did the triangular design not because I had some master plan, but I just didn't have enough materials to do a double A-frame on both sides. The inspiration for this was just a normal sawhorse with an A-frame style design, and it had some tubes here that other tubes went into, and it had a small amount of adjustability, which I liked. And this was at Don's shop where I work occasionally, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to make something like this, and I wanted to make it with a lot more adjustability, so this is how I came about making it. I had some 2x4 by 14 gauge tubing, which is fairly light for something like this, but that's what I had, and I was able to use this. And so what I was concerned with was under clamping load. One, the localized pressure of the clamp would deform the bottom. So I've got a 1/4 inch bar here that's tacked on, and I have tubes welded through to keep the walls from spreading out under load and pressure. And these holes have another purpose, and that's to hang your grinder while you work. And this is another location. They all have a bar here for hanging your grinder. This is for your MIG gun, but I also like to use this for grinding stone dressing tool, which I use on an angle grinder wheel. And if you haven't seen my introduction to a solid intro to the 4.5 inch angle grinder, I highly recommend it. It's my most popular video. I've gotten a lot of real positive responses, and I tried to be pretty thorough in it. It's in relation to metalworking, and check that out when you get a chance. So one of the videos is actually 30 minutes long, and it's just packed full of information, and I hope you enjoy that if you haven't seen it already. And I talk about dressing grinding wheels on an angle grinder with this. You can see here my legs are extended. This is as high as I like to go because I want to have a little bit of meat past the clamping area. I also have 1/4 inch material here tacked welded to the legs to act as a shim to fit inside this 2-inch tubing. Like I said, I was working with the material that I had, and also so it keeps it nice and snug, but it also acts as a reinforcement So this 1/8 inch wall tubing doesn't buckle or indent under load to create an indented area. So I still have a very smooth adjustability along its whole range instead of having little divots in there. My future upgrade plans for this would be to be able to quickly attach a 3-inch vise to be able to hold work out here and do some grinding. I do have another vise that is on a stump that I can bring in and out, but I'd like to be able to have a lighter one that I can just carry out and attach on here, which will save me more time and is just more efficient. So we're about 37 inches high, and this goes down to about 29 inches. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for visiting, checking out my video. Hope you liked it. Subscribe, like, check out that series I talked about, the solid introduction to the 4.5 inch, to the Metalworkers 4.5 inch angle grinder. And come visit often. I've got a lot of content like this, and there's going to be a lot more. Peace.